Where am I? Okay, there. All right. How you doing, Judge?
I am so very fine, thank you.
Well, I'm happy you're fine.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Got it.
Do I have both attorneys on?
Yes, Your Honor, for the state, Ledger Thompson.
And good evening, Your Honor. William Wynn, appearing on behalf of Mr. Killingsworth.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Killingsworth, please state your full name and date of birth for me.
Do you want me to spell it out, or do you want me to say
I
it?
just want you to say it.
Devlin Eros Killingsworth.
And your date of birth? Okay, and you did hear that your attorney is on the phone as well, correct?
Where was that?
You did hear that your attorney is here on the phone as well, okay?
Bill Wynn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You are here on a new Superior Court case where they are alleging 2 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer. Those are Class 5 felonies. 1 count of disorderly conduct with a weapon. That's a Class 6 felony. 2 counts of resisting arrest. That's a Class 6 felony. And 1 count of carrying a deadly weapon under 21 years of age. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor.
It was a private cell?
Sir, I'm going to tell you what I think your attorney would probably tell you. Don't talk unless he tells you to talk. Okay? Because he probably wants to be able to talk to you about stuff before you start telling us.
So where do I go to talk to him?
He'll tell you that in just a minute, but it's not going to be until after you're done here. Because right now this is all in open court, okay? Okay. All right then. Mr. Wynn, did you want to be heard on release conditions? Or on anything? Did I lose Mr. Wynn?
He looks like he might be frozen, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, did you want to be heard first, and Ms. Thompson?
I didn't resist.
Your Honor, I'd like to be heard on release conditions. If Mr. Wynn is challenging probable cause, I'd like to perhaps respond to any probable cause challenge, if that's permitted with the court.
Okay. Have we gotten Mr. Wynn back yet?
I'm going to contact Mr. Wynn and have him join the meeting.
Can I say something?
I'm going to tell you this again, Mr. Killingsworth. You can say whatever you want to, but...
Yes, you can use it against me.
But you have an attorney.
Yeah.
And your attorney may very well tell you not to. He's not on the phone because whatever reason he died.
Your Honor,
Yes?
Your Honor, I'm back. I'm sorry. I was having some internet problems. Mr. Killingsworth, I would advise you to remain silent at this time, okay?
All right.
Okay. Mr. Killingsworth, I'm sorry, Mr. Wynn, did you want to make any statements in regards to probable cause?
Your Honor, I first apologize. My internet lost connection. Did Ms. Thompson already make a release recommendation? If so, I missed it.
No, sir, she did not. What she wanted to know was whether or not you were challenging any probable cause so that she could then speak on that. So we haven't dealt with release conditions at all yet.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I apologize for the connection issues. At this time, upon reviewing the Form 4 and the initial police reports, I am not making a challenge to probable cause at this time.
Okay, thank you. Based on that, Ms. Thompson, do you have any recommendations for release conditions?
I do, Your Honor. The state is recommending a $100,000 cash-only bond. These are serious charges that have been alleged against Mr. Killingsworth. We believe he is a danger to society. As the court can see from the Form 4 and from the police report that was submitted, he is alleged to have brandished a weapon in public, causing witnesses and victims to fear for their lives. He then entered a CVS with a gun that was concealed under his shirt and in his pants. When the officers went to detain him and ultimately arrest him, his hand was on that weapon, placing them in great fear of imminent harm. The weapon was loaded, and he is 19 years of age. Because of the serious charges that have been alleged against him, we believe a cash-only substantive bond is warranted in this matter. Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, if he does post it, we're asking that he be released to pretrial services with electronic monitoring, and then, of course, standard terms and conditions of release. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Mr. Nguyen?
Thank you, Your Honor. I reviewed the reports just recently.
Am I able to talk to Mr. Nguyen?
I'm sorry, what?
Can we have a private phone call?
Not until after this hearing, and that's what I've stated before. Right now, you are in open court, and everything that you say is being recorded.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to talk, you can talk. Your attorney has said that he would like you to be quiet.
I know he did.
That's on you.
I know he did.
But let him finish telling me about release conditions, and then
okay.
Do whatever you want to do. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Nguyen.
Your Honor, my review of the police reports indicates that Mr. Killingsworth observed two individuals fighting at a bus stop.
Yes.
He did pull out a handgun, but it was an effort to break up the fight. A civilian witness indicated that Mr. Killingsworth did...
Three or four civilians witnessed it happen.
Mr. Killingsworth, I'm going to have to ask you to remain quiet. You're not helping yourself.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the allegations are that he believed he was breaking up a fight. Certainly, I will acknowledge that civilians did call the police. However, no one was hurt in this incident. Mr. Killingsworth entered a CVS where he purchased Uber gift cards in an attempt to get home to his mother.
Yes.
Police entered the CVS, ordered him to raise his hands. However, Mr. Killingsworth, believing that he didn't do anything wrong and not sure why the police were there, did resist arrest, Your Honor. Mr. Killingsworth, you need to stop.
Okay.
Your Honor, although the state is alleging that the officers were put in fear by Mr. Killingsworth's use of a handgun, that was not a charge that was filed by the police. That would be a Class 2 ag assault dangerous. I want to be crystal clear that the police did not arrest Mr. Killingsworth for those charges. What was charged here, or what was submitted here by the police, is a Class 5 ag assault, indicating, from what I read in the police reports, that one of the arresting officers had some slight abrasions to her knee that she received while putting Mr. Killingsworth into custody. While I am not saying that that is acceptable behavior, Your Honor, a $100,000 cash-only bond is in no way appropriate for Class 5 non-dangerous felonies. I've never seen anything like that. It would be far out of the norm for a case of this magnitude. The officers did not charge him with using a weapon to put them in fear. That is what the state has alleged happened here. That did not happen. That's a Class 2 dangerous felony. That is not charged.
Okay. And so, sir, what is it that is your recommendation?
Your Honor, I'm asking for a $5,000 secured appearance bond, pretrial services, if he does post that bond. He has no criminal history.
Okay. So Mr. Nguyen and Ms. Thompson, and Mr. Nguyen particularly, because I don't want to be considered having made an ex parte communication. I will notify you that I had contacted Ms. Thompson as the prosecutor to see if I could get additional information, which is why there was the addendum added so that we could see the aggravated assault. And I had indicated at that time that I did see the Class 2 felony, but that it was not charged. So I agree with you that although there is very likely a Class 2 felony, it was not charged by the police officers in this case. So that is just to acknowledge the fact that I did make that communication with Ms. Thompson prior to the hearing to make sure that this was the correct charge that was intended.
Understood.
Okay? Ms. Thompson, does that accurately portray what I did with you?
Yes, Your Honor, that does. Thank you.
Okay. And I also agree with Mr. Nguyen that although I saw a Class 2 felony, it was not charged, and I am not going to set his bond based on charges that the police chose not to file. I do see just 2 Class 5 felonies, which are much less severe, I have a problem with anyone, not just a person 19 years old, wandering around with a gun and displaying it in a reckless manner. But I also have a problem with what he did afterwards. I agree with Mr. Nguyen, and actually had a $5,000 bond already posted. So I am going to stick with the $5,000 bond. I will go ahead with what you both indicated, which was the electronic monitoring as well, which will be installed before release. I'm going to have a curfew, which will be determined by pretrial services, the times that he is allowed to be outside of his home. In addition to the bond and the electronic monitoring, you are not allowed to return to the scene of the alleged crime, which is the CVS and that area. You are not allowed to have contact with any of the alleged victims in this case. And you are not allowed to possess any weapons because you're not old enough to have any weapons.
So I can't purchase a weapon until I'm 21?
You cannot what?
I can't purchase a pistol until I'm 21, is what
Correct, sir. That is the law in the state of Arizona.
Even if you're open carrying?
That is the law in the state of Arizona.
I was asking a question, ma'am.
Okay. And I gave you the answer. No, you are not, because that is the law in the state of Arizona, that you are not entitled to have a gun at your age. And if you'd have any more questions about that, please talk to your lawyer, and hopefully he can explain the law.
And I personally have something to say, because I didn't. We'll talk.
Yeah.
I'll shut up and we'll talk.
Okay. Also, Mr. Killingsworth, based on your age, you are not allowed to possess or consume any alcohol. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if there are any substances that are in part affecting you right now, because I'm really concerned with whether or not you're all here and understanding what I'm saying. But you are not allowed to possess or consume any drugs without a valid prescription or any alcohol.
Yeah, I know that.
So, anything else from either of the attorneys or from Mr. Killingsworth?
So my bond's at $5,000?
$5,000 with electronic monitoring if you are released on that bond.
What's electronic monitoring?
That's the thing they're going to put on your ankle so that they know exactly where you are at all times.
So you know where I'm at
Correct.
House arrest?
Correct. Not house arrest, you'll have a curfew. Okay? Anything from Mr. Nguyen or Ms. Thompson?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, and thank you for bearing with me with my internet issues. I appreciate it.
No problem. You guys both have a good day.
Thank you.
Anything else from you, Mr. Killingsworth?
So, can you list me my charges?
Your charges are, once again, 1 count of disorderly conduct with a deadly weapon or instrument, a Class 6 felony. 1 count of carrying a deadly weapon under the age of 21, a Class 3 misdemeanor. 2 counts of aggravated assault against police officers, a Class 5 felony, and 2 counts of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony. Okay?
And 2 what?
Sir, your attorney will go over that again with you. Okay? You have a good day, sir.
So where am I going right now?
You're going back in there, and then if you post bond, you're going home. If not, you'll stay in the jail.
Can I call
Have a good day, sir.
Can I call my mom and get bailed out tonight?
Yes.